Lastly, parents. You know, my wife and I have three. They played sports. I know what it's like. You know, you don't eat supper together from November to March, and that's only if they're in one sport. Your adjustments to get them here, make sure that everything's taken care of, uniforms are clean, practice clothes get sometimes clean because they don't get home, but occasionally those have to be washed, and all the other things that you do for us, we're very, very appreciative to. But most of all, that you provided us with your daughters, that they've shared this experience with us. And for that, we're very, very thankful. At this time, I'd like to have varsity girls come up, please. At the beginning of the season, I promised them, and at the parent meeting, I promised two things. First of all, that we would have fun. And I think for the most part, on a day in and day out basis, maybe sometimes a little less than that, but we really did have a good time. I can honestly stand here and tell you, in 36 years of this is one of the best group of people I've been associated with in coaching. They are a lot of fun. We had a good time. There was some humor. Sometimes more than others, sometimes maybe not needed, but we really did have a good time together, and that we really, really are grateful for. The other thing that I promised them is that we would get better as the season went on. And we've learned a lot about the game. It was a learning type year. They did learn a lot as things progressed. You know, we learned how to play this thing, what other teams were trying to do to us, and the things that we did, what it would cause other teams to do. And there were a couple times during the season we sat down and talked, and we talked, the first time was about their role as a player, and them personally, and then what their role was in this team. And I think that's something that's really, really important, because for the rest of their life, they're going to have a role in something, whether it be in the family, in the workplace, whatever it is, we all have a role that we have to fulfill. So we talked about what those roles were and how that affected them as a person, but also as this team. And we talked, too, about winning. And what my philosophy is now is winning's not a life and death situation. Almost, but not quite life and death. And we have to keep all of this in perspective, you know, the things that we do and how that it affects those things. And one of the things that I've been really big on is I don't bother too much with records. I honestly couldn't stand up here and tell you what records were over the course of my coaching career. Sure, you remember some of the outstanding ones. But as a general rule, it's the people that I've had. And those I remember. I remember players that I've had and what they've contributed and the kind of person they were and all of those things. And those are the things that are really, really important to me. And with this group, they're going to be one of those groups that we will always remember as a coaching staff. You know, probably our last memory of this group leaving would be the tournament game against Columbiana. We had played Columbiana a couple times during the season, had struggled with them, and came back in the tournament. And I was just so excited that these young women tried to do the things that we asked them to do, whether we thought we needed to do to beat that team. And I was really, really proud of that, because they did those things. They hung in there and played about as hard as they could possibly play. And that's a life lesson. If you can step up and play in the big games, there's a lot of big games in life, so they're going to be okay. And that was something that we felt like we can build on and we can carry over into next year. And I think that's one of the things that these seniors that we have lead to us is that they were able to do that. And I think it was really a good thing for them. Immediately after the game, I had several comments, one from the Lowellville coach, one from the tournament director, but probably the one that left the most, probably the best memory with me will be the Columbiana coach, the team that beat us. He come over and he said, "Geez, what a class group of young women you have." He said, "We've played you 3 times." He said, "You've gotten better each time." But he said, "The thing that really impresses me is that they're class people." And I think that has to do with the parents that are sitting here in the school system and those things. And I think that's very, very important. He was also impressed with how hard we played. He said they never gave up. They played right until the final buzzer. And he said that he had spoke to his team in the locker room about how they could learn something from us. We came into the big game and played as hard as we could possibly play. Didn't hang it up, didn't pack our time, none of that. Just played as hard as we could and really believed that we had a shot at this thing. And that was something that he was really impressed with. So as we walk away as a coaching staff, those are the things that we're going to remember about this group. I looked up the definition of success because I personally felt like we had a successful season. Record-wise, maybe not, but records aren't always the end-all, tell-all to every story. And the definition of success is achieving the desired outcome. We were class, we played hard, we impressed people. That's success. And I think that's something that this group needs to walk out of here and feel good about. We have a great base to build on for next year, and I think that's very, very important. I want to take a minute to thank our seniors. You've shared 2 years of your life with us. We're really, really grateful for that. It's been a pleasure. We're going to miss you. You've contributed not only to this team, but this program, and for that we're very, very thankful. Thank you. To the underclassmen, it just becomes a choice of, do you want to be better next year, or do you want to be a year older? These 4 set a good example. They came every day, they worked hard, they played hard. They've set a good example for you. I think that you need to follow that up and work as hard as you can. I guess I would have to tell you, there are people out there already that are working at this thing for next year, and I think that you need to take care of that situation and get out there and do that so we can do that next year too. Each one of the underclassmen will receive an evaluation that we've done as a coaching staff. It has some things in it that we think that they need to work on. There's a list of camps in there. There's also some things for our summer league that will be run in June. And then Mr. Rakita and I were just talking before the meeting here that we need to get together to do our spring open gym schedule and our summer open gym schedule. So we'll get to that and make sure that we get that out as soon as possible. It's been a tremendous experience. I've loved it. We've had a lot of fun. And it definitely is a group that we will remember for a long, long time. I would like to start out. We have 4 people that are 3-year ladder winners. First of all is Sarah Garland. Second is Elise Howard. Heather Reinhardt. Nicole Hunsaker. Two-year ladder winners, Roxanne Marsteller. Megan All. Brooke Schaefer. One-year ladder winner, Tricia Cameron. We had two other people, Taylor Shiley, Brooke Bedeck, played JV and varsity. Both this year just didn't quite have enough quarters to let her to varsity level. At this time, I'd like to have Bobby Klein and my father-in-law, Greg Baker, come up and give the please. We have a smile on their face. They're pleasant almost every day. And they have a smile on their face. They're really fun. They're a lot of fun to be around. And it doesn't hurt. They're a good look also. We have, Bobby is our #1 fan here, and we have a certificate for Bobby. We'd like to thank him. He is This cookie thing has blown so far out of proportion. He takes orders. You know, these guys are telling him what they want, you know, and everything else. The only time we have any problem is when he does Texas sheet cake. I would fight for Texas sheet cake. They have an issue with that one. Right? Thank you. We have some special awards that we would like to. First of all, our first special award for that led our team in steals, free throw percentage, which was honorable mention ITCL, and was our nominee for Trumbull County Player of the Year is Sarah Garland. Our award for most improved goes to Nicole Hudson. ITCL, honorable mention Northeast Inland, led our teams in assists, field goal percentage, rebounding, scoring, and was our most valuable player is Heather Renner.